Magnatech's passenger boarding bridge is an easy-to-operate, easy-to-maintain system. When integrated with preconditioned air and 400 Hertz power, it provides a complete ground support package. This program is part of a complete training class designed to familiarize you with the passenger boarding bridge. After watching this tape, completing the worksheets, and reviewing the printed material provided, you should know the major components of the passenger boarding bridge and be able to operate the bridge. Throughout the program, we'll be asking you to stop the tape and complete the worksheets we've provided. So, let's get going. We'll begin with a basic overview of the major components of the passenger boarding bridge. Connecting the bridge to the terminal building or fixed walkway is the rotunda. The rotunda column supports the rotunda and provides the point around which it pivots. Connected to the rotunda is a series of welded steel tunnels which extend or retract to meet a variety of aircraft. At the front of the passenger boarding bridge is the cab assembly. Inside is the control console for operating the boarding bridge and the power panel, which contains the circuit breakers for the bridge. The cab assembly is in two sections. The fixed cab portion is attached to the last tunnel section and remains stationary. The rotating cab portion moves to align with the aircraft. The wheel carriage assembly moves the bridge out and back. It's a hydraulic system which uses two aircraft-type quick-change tires. These tires are easy to remove and replace when necessary. The maximum steering movement for the bridge is 105 degrees, 90 degrees to the left and 15 degrees to the right. The lift column assembly is also a hydraulic system which is used for lifting the cab assembly up and down to accommodate different aircraft heights. If your passenger boarding bridge is integrated with 400 Hertz power and preconditioned air, you may have a surface transport unit under the bridge, which carries services for the power, air, bridge controls, and other bridge services to the aircraft. It's important to know the names of the different components of the passenger boarding bridge. So stop the tape now and complete worksheet number 1. When you're finished, start the tape again. The passenger boarding bridge is simple to operate. All the controls are located on this console. While this particular configuration shows all the standard features of the bridge console, there are a number of options which you may find on your system. We'll cover those at the end of this section. Now, the console is divided into several sections. In the upper left corner, you'll find the main power button with light indicator. When turned on, it applies 120-volt AC power to the control circuit panel and illuminates the on light. To the right, you'll find the floor heater button with a light indicator. When turned on, it heats the rotating cab floor, a necessary feature in cold climates. Below the main power button is the cab light on-off button with light indicator. Press this button to turn on the lights located outside the roll-up door. To the right, you'll find the floodlight on-off button with light indicator. Pressing this button turns on the exterior floodlights. The two lights are forward-facing under the cab. Like the other buttons, the gate sign button will illuminate when pressed. This turns on the gate number sign located on the exterior of the bridge. Pressing the lamp test button will illuminate all the lights on the control panel. Use this button to find out which lights need replacing. The start horn button provides power to all the bridge control circuits and starts the hydraulic pump motors. When held down, it will sound a horn to alert people that the bridge is about to move. By the way, there is also a bell on the outside of the bridge which automatically sounds when the bridge is moving. To the right of the start horn button is the auto-off-operate key-operated switch. When switched to auto, the automatic level device is activated and all manual functions are disabled. Off disables all motion controls as well as the auto leveler. When in this position, the bridge can't move. In the operate or manual position, all manual controls are activated and the auto leveler is disabled. We'll discuss the function of these settings a little later in the program. When the emergency back-off button is pressed, all horizontal drive interlocks are bypassed, so the operator can back the bridge away from the aircraft in case of an emergency. The normal emergency stop button will stop all bridge functions in case of an emergency. It removes all power from control circuits and sounds a warning tone in the cab. You may have a different style button, but it performs the same function. To reset all control panel functions, pull the button out and then push the start horn button to resume normal operations. Or, on your console, you may have to push once to stop and once to reset. On top of the panel, you'll find a number of indicator lights. The auto leveler fault indicator comes on when the auto level circuit is timed out and the bridge is shut down. The auto leveler operating indicator comes on when the auto level wheel has engaged the side of the aircraft and is tracking. The canopy not retracted indicator comes on when the canopy drive mechanism is not in the full up position. The steer limit indicator illuminates when the steer cylinder is either fully extended or fully retracted. The swing limit approach indicator comes on when the bridge is approaching its swing limit. And the swing limit max indicator indicates that the bridge has traveled as far as the swing limit will allow. It also comes on when the bridge is shut down. Finally, the PC air light comes on when the preconditioned air system is activated. The cab floor auto manual switch controls the cab articulating floor functions. In auto mode, the cab floor automatically levels. In manual mode, you can adjust the cab floor manually using these buttons to the right of the switch. These will only move the cab floor up and down, not the entire bridge. To manually adjust the canopy sides left or right, use these buttons. Each side lowers independently, giving you the best possible fit for each aircraft. Press both buttons simultaneously to lower the entire canopy, or use them independently. Below the canopy buttons, you'll find the cab rotate buttons, which rotate the cab left or right of the bridge center line. Steering the wheel bogie left or right when in motion is done with these buttons. They rotate the bogie left or right of the bridge center line. And, as we said previously, the wheel bogie can rotate 90 degrees to the left and 15 degrees to the right. This digital readout indicates the cab floor height, which corresponds to the aircraft door sill height. Use this indicator to pre-adjust the bridge height to accommodate different aircraft prior to aircraft arrival. The wheel position indicator shows you in which direction the wheels are facing in relation to the center line of the bridge tunnels. The horizontal drive joystick extends or retracts the bridge. The farther forward you push the joystick, the faster the bridge moves. The foot pedals at the base of the console are used to move the entire bridge up and down. Right is up and left is down. Now, there are a number of options you can get along with the basic console. The slope limit indicator will illuminate when the tunnel slope reaches its maximum limit, either sloping up or down. The 400 Hz ground power light will come on when the 400 Hz power is plugged into the aircraft. Another option is the vertical up-down buttons. They control the up and down motion of the bridge, similar to the foot pedals. The aircraft meter shows you the vertical heights necessary for different aircraft and indicates when the bridge is at the proper height. It's extremely useful for pre-positioning the bridge prior to aircraft arrival. To the right of the meter, you'll find aircraft indicator lights, which illuminate when the bridge is in the proper height position for the specified aircraft. One additional option you can get for the passenger boarding bridge is the total drive joystick. With it, you can move left and right as well as move forward and reverse. For a review of what we just covered, stop the tape now and complete worksheet number 2. When you're done, continue on with the program. Before operating the passenger boarding bridge, there are a number of safety checks which need to be performed. For starters, turn on all lighting and any additional accessories such as heat, ventilation, or gate signage. Then, make sure no one is in the tunnel or cab area prior to operation. Check for any potential hazards in the walkway, such as a bump in the carpet someone might trip over. Call maintenance to repair any damage which you cannot take care of. Once you've made sure the interior is clear, check to make sure that there's nothing outside which will hinder the bridge's movement. In normal operation, it saves time to pre-position the bridge prior to aircraft arrival. Begin by making sure the normal emergency stop button is pulled out. Then, insert the key in the mode selector and turn it to operate. Switch the articulating floor mode selector to auto. Push the main power on button, then the start button. Hold down the start button for 30 seconds to sound the horn. Using the foot pedals, raise or lower the bridge to the proper height for the incoming aircraft. If you have one, use the aircraft meter on the panel. Finally, turn the bridge off until the aircraft docks. When the aircraft is in position, press the start button to sound the horn for 30 seconds. Move the bridge forward using the joystick. When you're within 2 feet of the aircraft, stop. Push the cab left or right button to rotate the cab into position. Rotate it until the aircraft spacer or cab floor bumper is parallel with the aircraft door sill. Then raise or lower the bridge so the spacer matches the level of the aircraft door sill as dictated by each aircraft type. This position may be level with the door sill or as much as 4 to 6 inches below, depending on aircraft type. Once you're at the right height for the door sill, continue to adjust the cab until it is parallel with the aircraft. The front edge of the aircraft door should be at the approximate center of the bridge bumper and aligned with the left side of the cab door. Once that's done, use the joystick to move the bridge forward until the cab is flush with the aircraft. Move slowly to avoid bumping the aircraft. Remember, aircraft and bridges are expensive pieces of equipment and vulnerable to damage. Be careful. Press both canopy lower buttons to lower the canopy to the aircraft fuselage. Once extended, all manual bridge motion is inhibited. Adjust the fit of the canopy using the left or right buttons. Place the mode selector in the auto position to engage the auto leveling device. This also shuts down all manual operation. Open the roll-up cab door and verify that the auto level arm is in place. With this activated, the floor alignment between the bridge and the aircraft is automatically maintained. As passengers disembark, the plane will slowly raise up due to the decreased weight on board. With the auto level device engaged, so will the bridge. If at any time the auto leveler circuit malfunctions, an alarm bell will sound, and the warning indicator will come on. This means that manual control must be resumed. To return to manual control, turn the mode selector switch to operate and retract the canopy. You should then manually level the bridge using the vertical drive pedals. Once you've leveled the bridge with the aircraft, return the switch to automatic. If a second alarm sounds, return the switch to operate and manually level the bridge to accommodate any aircraft movement. Stay on the controls until the bridge is no longer needed. A bridge that has malfunctioned like this should be removed from service until the problem is corrected. If the bridge ever swings too far during the initial positioning, a warning buzzer will sound. The warning light on the console will illuminate, and the bridge speed will be cut by 1/2. Stop the unit immediately by releasing the joystick. This will allow you to adjust the position of the wheel bogey and continue operation. If the bridge ever hits its swing limit, a second alarm will sound. The max swing limit light will illuminate, and the entire system will shut down. Refer to your manual for the proper procedure to get the bridge moving again. Okay, now that we've covered moving the bridge into position, let's go over how to retract the bridge from the aircraft. Before the aircraft departs, close the roll-up cab door. Press the start horn button and hold it down for 30 seconds. Raise the canopy and retract the bridge away from the aircraft using the joystick. If the aircraft is being pushed back, the bridge should be retracted a minimum of 10 feet. If the aircraft is leaving under its own power, the bridge should be fully retracted to its stowed position. Once fully retracted, move the articulating floor mode selector to manual and return the cab to a level position using the cab up or down buttons. Finally, place the mode selector in off. Remove the key and press the off button to deactivate the main power supply to the bridge. All accessory switches and lights should then be turned off. That's about it for the passenger boarding bridge overview. Take some time now to complete worksheet number 3. It'll help you remember what we just covered. Thanks for watching.